So once again, hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening as per respective time zone. And this is Sayam, and I'll be a presenter for the day, and we'll be discussing about uh, SSCP. So we'll be the webinar which is regard or this masterclass which is regarding Kickstart your cybersecurity career with SSCP certification. Okay. So I like as you guys are also there, like who haven't started the journey into cybersecurity. Similarly, I was more into development section, right? Later, I switched into cybersecurity due to some instances which I have faced. So, uh, you might have heard about, you know, many people, making a call internationally and asking for some, like they will be convincing you, manipulating you. Or it happens in your countries as well. They manipulate you, that talk to you for a while over the call, and then somehow after a couple of time, or like after a couple of conversations, like 20-30 minutes by, all of a sudden there'll be a transaction from your account. Ever heard about about these kind of things? We also refer them as a scamming. Yeah, exactly. So somehow I have seen that, I have witnessed these kind of activities as well. So what I used to do, this is to give an idea how things works and what I have faced. This was a situation that I was hired as a developer. Developer, you all know, right? We're the ones who perform coding, design your websites, create your websites and functionalities, databases, everything like that, right? So I used to do that part. I was into more into coding section. Okay, a month, like it was a startup company, and I was also looking out for a job. It was my like struggling days. So I got a job in that company, and then for a month or two, they wanted me to beautify their own website, their own company's website. I was okay doing that thing, and I was learning into that. But all of a sudden, after month or 2 month, location exactly after month or 2 month later, they asked me to create 3 or 4 or 5 websites within a week, and I was like, I told my manager that it's quite of a challenge. Literally, it's quite of a challenge, and like I'm working 5 days a week, and even if I have to write entire codes from scratch, it will be quite difficult. It will be quite quite of a challenge to me. So he said, no, no, I do not want you to do each and everything, right? Everything from the scratch and, design multiple pages in a website. No. He said, what I want you to do is create 4 pages in every website. Those common general pages like home, contact us, about us, and a login page. I was like, if you want a login page, do you want a database as well for the same? He said, no, no, not required. I was like, okay, then it is deliverable, it's doable. I will be making some changes and mixing up matching up with the codes. It will be somehow done. I started delivering 2 or 3 websites within a week. It happened for a couple of months. I was not knowing because see, they asked me to write the code, I made it. They asked me to get the certificate, I did that, domain names and everything. After it was a monsoon time. After a couple of months, it was a monsoon time, and the place where my office was, like one fine day I took metro, and this is the reason I'm telling this entire thing. I took a metro and reached to the location. It was clogged with water, so it was water everywhere. There is no proper drainage system over there at my office location. So I called my manager that so I won't be able to reach today, reason being this thing, the water is everywhere, and if any commute, any vehicle is there, if 2 seats are available, 6 people are already into that, so it's quite not possible. So he said, okay, do not worry about it, you can reach to another location. I was surprised to hear that we have another location as well, and I went to that location. I opened the door and it was quite amazing, like as in it was big, full of amenities, everything was there, because the place where I was working before, it was kind of a small sort of a rat hole, we can say. Then I was walking over there. What I noticed is the setting was in C shape, like this. I was sitting over here. 9 a.m. happened, we can say, and people started filling up over here, left hand side and right hand side. They started walking, so they wore their headset and starting having conversation, with the clients. On my left hand side, people were talking in English, that too in US accent. On my right, people were speaking Japanese. I was like, okay, some customer care or tech support, they might be giving that. After 15-20 minutes amount of a time, a person from this section, he started shouting that, okay, yes, I did a transaction of XYZ amount. I was like, okay, a project got closed, or he did like anything like that. Someone made a payment and like that. Then again, after a certain amount of time, a person from this side also started saying the same thing. The whole day, actually, same thing happened. Everyone was saying the same thing. I did a transaction of this amount, I did a transaction of this amount, and XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. That made me skeptical. But actually, what's going on over here? So I made a friend on this side, and I asked him that, hey, dude, what's really going on? What these people are talking about? What you guys are doing actually? Because everyone is talking about money, money, money. How come everyone is closing a deal on the same day and every day actually? So he really told me what they were doing. So they were actually, as I mentioned, scamming people. How they were scamming people, that is interesting. Remember, I told you I was creating the websites for them. So what these people were doing, somehow these websites were uh, visible to these victims in US and Japan, you can say. Okay, it was hosted over there. Now, as soon as victim opens the page, my website's page, have you ever noticed whenever you visit a website, it tends to give up a pop-up like terms and condition or accept cookies like that. So what was happening, as soon as someone is visiting that page, the entire page was covered with a pop-up that says your system is under a risk, like there's a threat, a virus, a worm, something like that is in a system, and you will face these kind of a damage. It is a risk, it is under the risk, you need to treat it right now, otherwise you will lose your data, you lose your system, something like that. So like creating that panic situation for the victim. And we are considering victims over here are the non-technical, that is very obvious, right? Now, some of the contact number was there, and these calls were being redirected to these scammers. So now the situation is, here's the victim, here's the scammer, calls were being, victim is calling scammer now. Okay, somehow these calls are being redirected to scammer. Now scammer starts doing their job. They were having a good conversation with the victim, and like actually, okay, you might be wondering how that pop-up was displayed. The website which I created, someone like they were having their own one developer who was tweaking some codes into mine. That person was adding 3 or 4 lines of code in my website, in my codes, and then that pop-up was displayed. That is what was happening. Okay, so victim this made a call to scammer for the support. Scammer, being a tech support guy, started scamming them. So they had a conversation, like they will talk to them, trying to manipulate them, and then they will ask the victim to download these kind of a softwares. Ever heard about TeamViewer or AnyDesk? TeamViewer, AnyDesk, right? What do? They give a remote access, correct? So if Ayana White is there, if Ayana is having TeamViewer and I'm having TeamViewer, so I will be able to get the entire access of Ayana's system, correct? So I will be able to see each and everything, right? Now, now scammer was having the network because scammer said that I need this control of your system so that I can troubleshoot it. So in the name of troubleshooting, they were barely doing anything. Okay, like very basic things. And after wasting around 15-20 minutes over there, they will say, okay, we are done with it, and we have revoked our access. So they say this to victim that we have revoked our access, and now they ask victim to make the payment. So victim is doing his payment, like net banking over there itself in the laptop or in that system. And while victim is trying to pay some amount, let's suppose it was $200. For example, I'm taking any random number. So before they hit the pay button or go for the payment, these scammers, they will do what? They will distract the victim. The point is, these scammers were still having the access of victim system. They lied over there that we have revoked it, but they haven't. Now they distracts the victim and increase the number of zero and go for the payment button. and the victim loses his money or her money. This is how they were, scamming people around. And the reason also I told you this thing because in cybersecurity, there's a term for this one. When you are scamming, or you can say sort of it's a phishing exercise, while over the voice call when you're scamming people, there's a term for it. This thing in cybersecurity, this is known as your wishing everyone. Okay. So in short, that was the time when I decided to leave the job immediately, and I was quite, little at that moment, and then left it, and then I got into the opposite side, which is cybersecurity, and try to aware people as much as I can regarding these kind of activities. Okay, and then that was the time I got into cybersecurity and did my own work, and got into this field and got some of those achievements in terms of certificates, which are mentioned over here, a couple of them. So that is just mine. Okay. So this is also regarding so that people you can understand that okay, the one who is not from cybersecurity background can still also get a job in cybersecurity. So it's open for everyone, right? Perfect. So before we jump and talk about SSCP, a quick about InfosecTrain, established in 2016. We are one of the finest security and technology training and consulting company. Wide range of professional training programs, certification consulting services in the IT and cybersecurity domain. High quality technical services, certifications or customized training programs curated with professionals of over 15 years of combined experience in the domain. Our endorsements, 4 plus years of services, 70 plus pool of trainers, 200 plus courses offering 30,000 professional trained, 10 plus valued partners, 150 plus corporate delivery, and 20 plus countries served. Our trusted clients are over here. And why InfosecTrain? Because we have certified and experienced instructors, flexible mode of training, access to the recorded sessions. Every session which we have will be recorded and you can have access to them. And timings like flexible mode, as in you know, timings can be adjusted. Post training completion support is also there, and tailor-made training, like your custom requirement basis training, can also be provided. So that would be like an InfosecTrain. And here are a couple of agendas for the masterclass. We'll be introducing SSCP, ideal candidates for SSCP, curriculum overview, exam outline, benefits of it, and little Q&A. So first thing is regarding SSCP. Oh, sorry, IC2. IC2 also people call it as ISC Square. You might have heard about it. It's a vendor. Okay. So ISC2 or ISC Square, the International Information System Security Certification Consortium, or IC2 or ISC Square, is a non-profit organization that focuses on training of cybersecurity professionals. So it is described as the world's largest IT security organization and is widely known for valuable certification and credential options. So it gives the certificates, quite popular in terms of that. Okay. Uh, it's a non-profit organization, as I mentioned. So it is specializes in training and certifying your cybersecurity professions, you can say. So it is quite widely recognized as one of the leading organizations in the field of cybersecurity and gives you range of certifications that are highly valued in the industry. So SSCP is there, CSSP you might have heard about, CCSP is also there, right? CISA is also there. So these are part of the certificates which are very popular, quite popular all around the world, right? So it also offers basically other specialized certifications and continuous education opportunities as well to help the professionals so that they can stay updated with the latest trends and best practices in cybersecurity. So out of which we have this SSCP, which is part of it. SSCP stands for System Security Certified Practitioner certification. So obtaining a global recognized certification in IT security administration and operations such as SSCP can significantly advance your career and enhance the protection of your organization's crucial assets. The SSCP certification validates your advanced technical skills and knowledge necessary for implementing, monitoring, and managing IT infra using established security best practices, policies, and procedures set by IC2 or IC Square's cybersecurity experts. Showcase your expertise, propel your career forward, and benefit from the support of a network of cybersecurity professionals dedicated to assisting you throughout the career. Right. So this is certification basically which is offered by your IC2 or IC square, designed for IT professionals who are who have this responsibility for the practical implementation, monitoring and administration of your IT infra, and utilizing the security's best practices. So that is what this SSCP is all about. So you were having this question in the starting that who are the ideal candidates for SSCP? SSCP is ideal for administrators, managers, directors, and network security professionals responsible for the hands-on operational security of their organization's critical assets, including those in the following positions: network security engineer, security administrator, network security engineer, security administrator, system and network analyst, security analyst, database admin, system engineer, health information manager, practice manager, and security consultant or specialist. For all these are the ideal candidates for SSCP. Even if you're trying to start a journey in cybersecurity, that is also a good certificate for you. Now, curriculum overview to give an idea about it. It has 7 domains. Every domain will be having multiple topics in itself. 7 domains are listed as over here: security operation and administration. Second is regarding access controls. Third is regarding risk identification, monitoring, and analysis. Fourth is incident response and recovery. Fifth is cryptography. Sixth is network and communication security. Seventh is system and application security. Now, these are different domains, and actually every domain would be having a different weightage. So you can say for security operation administration, 15% of a, sorry, 16% of a weightage is there for this one. Access control is having 15% of a weightage. Risk identification, monitoring, analysis will be having also a 15% of a weightage. Risk response and recovery, 14%. Cryptography, less a small chapter is there for cryptography, 9%. Network and communication security, 16%. And system and applications security will be of 15%. So somehow this is the way how your entire curriculum or your domains are distributed over here. Okay. Least would be regarding cryptography, and highest is for domain 1, which is security operation administration, and domain 6, which is talking about networks and communications security. So the basics of your network will also be involved over here, the protocols, models, everything. So every domain has its own subtopics. I'll just show you a couple of them. So when you talk about security operation, right, so it has multiple ones like code of ethics of ISC2 will be there, IC square. It will be having security concept, right? It will be having regarding asset management life cycle, regarding security controls that we're talking about them, awareness training, physical security, change management life cycle. All of these things will be there. So yeah, for example, over here, mention over here, comply with code of ethics, the very first one. These are subtopics of your domain 1. Okay, ISC2, ISC square have their own code of ethics. Organization code of ethics are also there, which will be discussed over here. Understand security concepts like C stands for confidentiality, I stands for integrity, and A stands for availability, right? So confidentiality would be like, anyone knows what is confidentiality? I'm just giving an idea what all things would be there. What do you mean by confidentiality? Preventing from any unauthorized access, right? That is what is confidentiality. Non-disclosure to unauthorized people. Like for that we go with that NDA agreement, right? Non-disclosure agreement also. Correct. So it's that. So if I say, for example, if I said that Lokesh, this is a highly confidential information and it should be between you and me. So that means this should not be shared with anyone else. No third party or no unauthorized person should know about it. Only the authorized persons are Lokesh and Sayyam, right? Any other person will be an unauthorized person. We should not share it. So we are preventing from that. So when you see, if you take a simple example of your house or your home, right? Who all can enter into your house? You, your partner, your parents, right? That's it. Any other person should not be entering into your house without your permission, correct? Because they are the unauthorized one. If a thief, if we talk about, so in order to prevent that thief from entering into your house, what do you do? What do you do? You put locks over there, correct? We use locks, we use guards, anything like that. So that is what kind of a confidentiality. So preventing from any unauthorized access. Integrity on the same note is like you have like it will help you to verify that the data or the informations are accurate. They're not changing in between. So if Lokesh is saying hello to Sayam, Sayam should receive hello. If there is any modification like hi, by done by someone else, so we should be able to know that. Availability means A. That means your data, your services should be available throughout the entire time, right? Yes, Lokesh, exactly. That's integrity. Okay, so these are CI like these are the core elements you can serve information security or security concepts. So these kind of things will be there in security concepts. Okay, accountability, CIA triad, privacy, non-repetition, least privilege, segregation of duties. These kind of things are there. Identify and implement security controls. You know how they can be implemented, like your passwords, right? All those things. So technical controls, physical controls, administrative controls. These things are there. Document and maintain functional security controls. Participate in asset management lifecycle for hardware, software, and data, right? So process planning, design, initiation, development, you know, maintaining inventory, all of these things are part of it. Participate in management lifecycle. So change management, right? What will be the security impact analysis over there, configuration management, all of these will be part of it. 1.7 talks about participate in implementing security awareness and training. So, which is quite important. An organization tend to train their employees for the same, so they can be aware about what kind of attacks they are surrounded by, and especially we are talking about social engineering or phishing attacks, and collaborate with security, physical security operations as well. Like, it will be regarding center assessment, badging, all those things. That is the domain one. Domain two is also there, which we're talking about implement and maintain authentication methods, right? Like multi-factor authentication, your password, OTP, fingerprint. We talk about that, right? Device authentication, all those things. Support internal network trust architectures. So trust relationships will be there, one way, two way, and we discuss about what is internet, intranet, extranet, third party connections, all of those things. Participate with the identity management lifecycle. So authorization, proofing, provisioning, deprovisioning, IAM concept, these will be there. IAM as in identity and access management. Like, when you join a company, your background check is done, you are provided with an ID card and all of those things. Location, yes, it's part of that. It helps us to get that. 2.4 is regarding understand and apply access controls. So access controls has different types. We'll discuss about them, like mandatory, discretionary, role based, and all those things. Domain 3 is for risk identification, monitoring, and analysis. We generally talk about the risk over here. Okay, what is risk management? What all mitigations will be there, right? What are the risk concepts? Its impact assessments, risk assessments, quantitative, qualitative, their formulas. What is vulnerability management life cycle? These things are discussed over here in terms of risk. So understand the risk management process, understand legal and regulatory concerns, participate in assessment, this security assessment and vulnerability management activities, right? Operate and monitor security platforms like source systems, events of interest, log management, aggregation, correlation are regarding them, and analyze monitoring results. So security baselines, anomalies, visualization metrics, trends like notification dashboards, you can say, event data analysis, documentation, those things will be discussed in this one. Domain 4 is there regarding incident response and recovery. Then we have incident response and recovery. Incident response is an activity which we do when there's any incident or damage or any malicious activity has happened in your organization, right? If any attacker got their hands in the organization environment, your incident response team take care of it to minimize that impact and to resolve that incident as soon as possible. So in that we have support incident life cycle, regard like NIST has given it. We talk about ISOs as well. The phases are there of incident response. Understand, support forensic investigation, like we talk about digital forensics a bit into that. And understand and support business continuity, because it supports your business continuity plan and disaster recovery plan. So these topics are there. Domain 5 is there for cryptography, understanding its cryptography, its concepts as well, understanding implementing security protocols, and PK, public key infrastructure. Network and communication security is also there, in which you understand apply fundamental concepts of networking. We talk about OSI models as well over here. What kind of network attacks are out there? We discuss about them. Manage network access controls, manage network security, operate and configure network-based security devices, and secure wireless communication, like your best practices regarding them. So these will be discussed. Okay. Domain 7, systems and application security. So we identify and analyze malicious codes and activity. We implement and operate endpoint device security, administer mobile device management, understand and configure cloud security, and operate and maintain secure virtual environment. Okay, so here we talk about like malicious code and activity. You can say malwares, right? Malwares countermeasures, their activities, their countermeasures, activities countermeasures, in that way. And regarding endpoint device security, we discuss over there regarding like host-based intrusion detection systems or host-based intrusion prevention systems, firewalls, application whitelisting, secure browsing. These things are there. And administer mobile device management regarding your mobile, right? So it's provisioning techniques. Like we have these policies in organization, right? Bring your own device policy, personal enabled ones, corporate owned personally enabled, and those things. Exactly, Lokesh, correct. So those things are there. Mobile application management like this. And then we have for cloud security. For cloud security is also there. Like it's what is cloud computing, their deployment models, service models, virtualizations, you know, hypervisors, containers. These things are discussed in 7.4 and 7.5. So yeah, these are domains, and I just have given a brief what all things will be discussed over there. If we talk about examination details, here are the examination details, everyone. Length of exam is of 4 hours. Number of questions are 150, and every question will be, item format is multiple choice question, MCQs, multiple choice questions. Everything will be theoretical, no practicals are there, so subject is majorly theory. Okay. Passing grade is that you have to score 700 out of 1000 points. Language availability for the examinations: English, Japanese, and Spanish. Testing center, it will be like you have to go to a physical center, which is of Pearson View testing center. You have to physically go over there and you have to give your exam. Couple of benefits of SSCP certification. Uh, Mohan, I'll get back to that question. Okay. Benefits of SSCP certification: enhanced knowledge and skills. It career advancement will be there, like enhance your job prospects, right? So it is, since it is recognized globally, and it can open doors to various roles, like as I mentioned before, network security engineer, system admin, security analyst, and many more like that. And yeah, good salaries, we can say, increase credibility as well, right? It will be also giving you a skill validation, we can say, right? Skill validation will also be part of it because you are getting a certificate out of it. Professional recognition also will be there, just apart from these, I'm telling you. Professional recognition. Okay. Networking opportunities will be also there. So as an SSCP, you can gain access to global network of cybersecurity professionals, right? Which gives you an opportunity to for networking, knowledge sharing, and professional growth. It will be like a continuous learning, meeting, getting to know and being in touch with others as well. Improve job performance, global recognition, right? Organizational benefits will also be there, right? So you will be helping to improve the security posture of the organization. Organization will be benefiting from having certified professionals who can manage and secure their IT infra, right? So also it will be helping with the compliance and risk management. So certified professionals. Actually, they can help the organization to meet regulatory requirements and help us them to manage their security risk more effectively. Actually, it will be given career security and especially your personal growth. So these are a couple of benefits out of your SSCP certification.